Hey everyone, so in this week's episode of Make It with Calvin, I'm going to show you guys how I took this plain Jane Hadley sign that I printed up for a friend of mine and turned it into this. Every kid's dream, a sparkly, glittery sign using just spray paint, my 3D printer, and a trip to Home Depot. Yeah, that's simple. So if you're wondering, no, I do not have any children that I've never mentioned on the show. This is a project for a friend of mine. Started out seeing her story on Snapchat and seeing practically a glitter explosion that went off and going, what the heck's going on there? Turns out she's slowly working on stuff for her friend's kid's birthday party. And I said, hey, is there anything I can do to help with this? And she goes, yeah. Can you print up a sign with my friend's kid's name on it and potentially make it glittery? Well, initially she was wondering if I had any glitter filament, and all I have is a small sample of Protopasta's Stardust PLA, the really cool stuff with the glitter in it, but that wasn't going to work, and it wasn't gold. So I said, sure, I can do that. I can go to the store and I can get some glitter paint, and we can cover it with that. And she goes, perfect. Now, to make the sign itself, which is this guy right here, was pretty simple. What I did is I just found a script that my friend liked in Fusion 360 and typed it out. Then I decided to put a little bit of a base around the letters because it gives it a cool effect. And to do that, I just exploded the text and then I enlarged it by about 1/8 of an inch. And then I also drew in a couple of spots, some lines to join everything together. It's not perfect, but being that this didn't have a rectangular background or anything like that, it worked fine, and I kind of like the see-through effect of it anyways. So one other thing that I did that was purely cosmetic is I did decide to round over the edges here on the top and down there at the bottom. Like I said, purely cosmetic, but I figured even just a small 35 to 40 thousandths radius would at least look a little bit nicer than just a straight sharp corner, and I find that slightly rounded edges tend to print a little bit cleaner than sharp corners as well. You don't tend to get that curling on the edge sometimes, things like that. It was nice not to have that there. So to print the part, I did it on the Ultimaker at a 0.15 layer height. I don't think that was really necessary. I wanted the fillets to look nice, but in retrospect, it was just a waste of time. So pretty much just print this as fast as you can and you should be fine. When it was done printing though, what I did do is I came along and I gave the part a coat of gray filler primer. The part had two colors going on. That's because I was running out of red filament and I wasn't sure if I had enough to finish, so I just grabbed the spool of blue that was sitting right next to the machine, threw that on there, and then ran to Home Depot to get the paint. But it created the two-tone effect, and I'm like, you know what, that is going to be a nightmare to cover over with glitter. And if anything got chipped, I wanted there to be more of a neutral backing color. Now, ideally, I should have probably gone over the part with like a gloss gold and then the glitter paint, so it wouldn't have taken so many coats, but I didn't feel like buying another can of spray paint because the glitter paint was about $6 a can and regular spray paint's about $3 to $4 a can, so yeah, there's that. But that said though, I would definitely recommend using a nice backing color before the glitter, but if you don't do that, it just takes a lot of coats and will burn through most of a can pretty fast. But then you get this, which I have to say looks pretty darn impressive. My friend was freaking out when I was sending her photos over of it, and it looks pretty good. Now, all I can say with the glitter paint is if you're using the spray paint, definitely shake the can up very often, give it a couple of coats, shake it up again, give it a couple of coats, shake it up again. It's literally fine glitter particles suspended in a clear gloss base. Now what I would definitely do is come along and cover the part with a clear gloss if I had it. Sadly, it also went down on the truck, so I don't have it here. But if you're careful, what is on here should stay on here just fine. Don't go handling it a lot, you should be good. So I hope that helps you guys get some ideas for how you can create really awesome signs that do or do not have to be with glitter using your 3D printer and a little bit of creativity. You don't need to use Fusion 360 to create text. You can either find text pieces on Thingiverse. Tinkercad has it. Really, any CAD CAM program has text built into it. And get creative. Obviously, this is a very good foray into print finishing. You could do, say somebody's name in a camo theme, or I've also done one for, I think it was the video game Uncharted, that I made look kind of old and weathered using Protopasta's iron filament a long time ago, let it rust, things like that. So just keep that in mind, that you can do a lot of stuff with very basic things with your 3D printer. And let's face it, it makes a fun, simple gift to give to a friend. Great crafting project for somebody if you, say, printed out a whole bunch of little trinkets for a party and kind of painted them a base color and let the kids go hog wild on it. You never know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Make It with Calvin. And as for me, I got to carefully box these guys up so they can make their way out to Kentucky to my friend. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.